So now I'm gonna show you the site. This is the site where we're gonna get the REST API JSON data from. So you go to the newsapi.org and you see it. So the news API actually gives you an API and endpoint to use to communicate and get news to and from the internet. So you go to this site, the news API, and at the news API you can get your token. So to get your API key, which obviously should be the first thing you do, you just click on that button, get API key, and it will bring you here to an account. So this is my email, and I got my API key here. So the API key, you see, you can get yours, or I don't know if you could use mine though, but I feel it's much more preferable you get yours. So this is the API key I used. That is my API key. So I got mine. Get your API key, then you can easily communicate with the REST API, the news API. So this way you can get it now. I'm going to show you how I communicated with the API, how I fetched the JSON, and how I put it in the mobile app and displayed on the user for the user to see. So if you scroll down their web page, you will see some articles about some news information here. This one is articles about Telsa, news, Telsa from the last month. So right here, this is an endpoint that gives you articles about Telsa. They have different endpoints for different news purposes on different news categories. You see, this is a GET request, so mostly we're going to be dealing with GET request here. Then this is the JSON data it gives to you. So you see the JSON here. So if you copy out this endpoint, that's the endpoint we're using. We're going to copy it out and we're going to put it in another tab. See, if you do that, you're going to click, you see the JSON response. I'm going to put it down here and I'm going to click on it. You see, it gives me a JSON data. So this JSON data now is what we're going to use to make the mobile app. We're going to make use of this JSON. You see, it's a huge data here. So now normally how I parse my JSON, how I parse it is that I come to this quicktime.io. At quicktime.io, you can easily put your JSON format here and it will generate the .dat file for you. So instead of going to look at it, understanding everything, you can just come and put your JSON data here. You just have to put it here and then immediately you see it will generate the .dat classes for you. So this is one of the easiest ways to parse your JSON. You just copy the JSON data as I did right now. You copy it and you put it inside the QuickType the JSON space there. You put it down there, you see the JSON. So once you put the JSON here, it will generate the .dat files. That's what this does. So I will advise you to use quicktime.io to actually parse your JSON, you see. So going back again to the Android Studio, we'll be talking more about how I parsed JSON and how I made the model classes, So going to my model pack, I'm going to talk about the article, going to talk about the news and the source. There are actually 4 different models here for different purposes, you see. So the source now, actually got this. I got this from the quicktime.io. After I put my JSON in there, they gave me the .dat file as I showed you here. You see the .dat files are at the right side of the screen. So after you put in your JSON, you can actually come and read the data here. See, so this is where I got most of my model classes from. If you scroll down, you see articles, you see different model classes. This is a model class on its own. So if you come here, you see I also have my own articles. You see, I got these two from their site after I put in the JSON. You see, so whenever you're dealing with JSON, it is advisable that you declare your model classes first before you start going further. So the first thing I did was to declare my model classes, and you've seen how I did that. I actually had to copy the JSON, put it in the quicktime.io workspace, and it generated for me the .dat files. I copied the .dat files and I came here and I put them all in my Android Studio inside the model section. I created a model pack category, you see. So this is how I got my model classes. You see, this is the article, and if you check it out, it is exactly the same with that we got on the QuickType.io site. So you see, so they're all inside my model pack, which equal. I had to put all my models in one package, to make everything look arranged. So that is the article. I got it from here, and it has different properties, different fields that we're going to make use of. So the same thing, you see the fields are exactly the same. I didn't change anything. I just copied it down from there and I had to put it in here, see. Okay, so if you go down, you still see there's a source, there are other classes, model classes in there. Exactly the same here too. I copied them exactly the same. So this is how you generate the model classes from a JSON data. It's very easy. It's not that hard. Then right here we have the from JSON. What this does is that it actually converts your JSON to the object. You see, the from JSON takes in a map, and it actually uses that map and convert and generate the related objects needed. Right now, what this actually makes out of the map is an article object. You see, so it takes in a map and it generates an object. You see, so the object here is article. So that is what the article.from JSON function does. We're going to use this when we are actually generating an object from a map. We're going to use this to get the object. It actually, let me say this one more time. The article.from JSON actually converts your map to the related article to the related object you need. You see, so we get different parameters. We get the author, we get the title, we get the description, we get the URL of the image, we get a lot of things from the map, and we convert it into an article object. That is what this method does. So you see the different fields here, and then this to JSON, what it does is that it actually takes a map and gives you back a JSON format of it. You see, it converts a map to a JSON. But mostly we're going to use all of these when we are parsing the REST API response, and I'll show you how I did that. So take note of this. This is a very relevant. You need the from JSON, you need the to JSON method. The from JSON and the to JSON are really important because you need to convert from map to JSON and from JSON to map if needed. Okay, so going back now, you see we have the source class, and this is the API side. So okay, so we made use of this endpoint, and we also I showed you how I generated my Dart classes. So now you can generate Dart classes from any REST API. So far as you have the JSON data, you go to the QuickType.io and you paste the JSON data, and to generate for you relevant Dart classes you're going to use, you come to the Android Studio, you create your Dart classes and you paste it in there. So that is how I also generated my Dart classes for this mobile app. It's very easy. You still find it hard, we're always here to help you at the fluttercodehouse.com. You enroll for training and have developers to see it through. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how I actually got the JSON, how I use the HTTP library. I'm going to show you how that was done in the next video. So you'll see that in the next video. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you follow up. So thank you.